Here we are.
Hi guys.
What are you
We
gonna
meet
do now?
again. I'm so excited to be back in London, to be playing the Borderline, a sold-out show tonight at the Borderline, which is just incredible.
Have you played it before?
I have, yes.
Have you?
I love this venue. I've played it before it got renovated, and then I played it actually a year ago, last year, for Country Music Week.
Cool.
And so it's amazing to come back and sort of celebrate the anniversary, so to speak, and be able to sell at the club tonight. It's really cool.
And I've not seen you since C2C.
Yeah.
You've been on the podcast.
In
but
March. I
you've
have
hung
been on the
out since then.
podcast. I know. It's been a minute. I've been busy touring and playing all over the world, opening up for Brad Paisley and Sugarland this summer and Mr. Keith Urban.
Yes.
So it's been quite busy.
What's been the highlight?
It's hard to choose just one moment, but I will say, you know, after just finishing with Keith, watching Keith Urban play guitar is so inspiring to me, because I think it's you know, the epitome of what I see my show being one day in terms of like the way Keith plays guitar, and he's a little bit bluesy and he has so much feel, and so it was really cool being able to watch Keith play, and I would watch every single minute of his show because I felt like it was a masterclass of me looking of what I wanted to do one day, you know, and trying to pick up how he moves, because not only is he a great guitar player and a great singer, but he's such an incredible performer, and the way he dances, the way he runs around on stage, and I just felt like that was the best university I could ever go through.
Here, obviously, C2C is like everyone in the UK, obviously up to Scotland as well, and Ireland, makes their way like a pilgrimage every year.
It's
for this
amazing.
big country music festival. How does it differ from doing that in, well, Nashville for a start, where it's just the way of life and always has been?
I feel like C2C is different than festivals in the States or even Canada, because there's an appreciation for country music here that I don't know if it's just because there are not as many country music festivals, that when people make the pilgrimage and come a long way, or the fact that they only get, you know, that one time a year where all of these people are in town at once, and it's sort of, you know, go big or go home and listen to a lot of music for a weekend. They just want to take in everything. They want to see so many shows. You know, there's 5 shows going on at the same time, and you have fans running from all of these different venues within the O2. And I remember playing the Spotlight stage this year, and you have fans who are up at the front on main stage, and then for the 20-minute show for the Spotlight stage, they run over to the Spotlight stage, and then I'm just in a sea of people. It's just like stage, and then it's like sea of people all the way up to the top, and it's incredible.
That was a really special moment when you played that Spotlight stage.
I know.
You could kind of feel it. Like when you played the Indigo, that was amazing. It was completely full, and it was like your show, and it just went off. Wasn't it? But when you played the Spotlight stage, it was almost like the magic of the way you play guitar and everything that goes along with that just came out and just filled the room, considering it's the main arena, and you're just that was a great moment. I love that.
It's kind of cool because I've loved every show I've gotten to come over to the UK and play, but to be able to play on a stage like that in front of so many people who most of them had never heard my name before, it was just so thrilling as an artist, you know, to be able to have that opportunity and maybe have people be like, oh, what is that? Who is that?
Yeah. And you got a hit off that, because like you came off stage, everyone was asking for your picture, and then we ran backstage, didn't we?
I know, we totally did. That's right. Right after I walked off stage. Yeah.
It was amazing. That was so amazing. The O2. So yes. Good.
When we talked on the podcast, we obviously talked about the Continuum project.
Yes.
And I'd like to chat about that again.
Hold on to whatever you find, baby.
Absolutely. So my producer, Christian Bush, before I walked into the studio to record my own record, I was sort of confused as an artist of what to say and the songs I wanted to choose, and I didn't really know where I was going for that album. And he was like, okay, Lindsay, forget all of that. What's your favorite album? What do you like to listen to? I'm like, well, I'm a huge John Mayer freak, and Continuum is my favorite album of all time. I listen to it all the time. He's like, perfect. I want you to lock yourself in your studio and for 2 weeks play every single instrument on that record and record it top to bottom.
I can't want you back all over again. I don't really understand. Hold on to whatever you find, baby.
So we put that aside and we go into the studio to start recording my own record, never thinking we were going to do anything with it. It was merely just a project to make those gears click. And I started talking about it, and fans started asking about it, and then they started harassing me about it, being like, we want to hear this. Where is it, Lindsay? It's just sitting in the ether somewhere. And so I was like, well, what's the harm? I mean, why wouldn't I release it? It's not perfect. John's version is always going to be the perfect version of Continuum, but this is just Continuum through my eyes, and maybe somebody will be inspired from it. And so it's been so cool to see fans fall in love with it. And it's much more raw, it's much more organic, it's a lot more about the lyric, but it's been fun to see fans kind of take a liking to it. And yes, funny enough, so I'm in LA writing a week before we were releasing the Continuum project, my version. And I meet some friends at this restaurant. And what are the chances out of the thousands of restaurants in Los Angeles that we chose this random restaurant in West Hollywood? And I sit down, and my friends are like, Lindsay, John Mayer is sitting 3 tables away from us. And I was like, stop playing with my emotions. That is not funny, you guys. There's no way that happened. And they're like, no, we're dead serious. John Mayer is sitting 3 tables away. And I look, and sure enough, John Mayer is sitting 30 feet away from me. And I hate interrupting people at restaurants. Like, it's just an awkward thing, and they're with their friends and eating. And so thankfully they hadn't ordered food yet. And so I was like, well, if I don't go up to him, I'm going to be kicking myself. Yeah. So I went up to his table and was like, hi, John, I'm Lindsay. I recorded Continuum. I just got it all out there because I didn't know what else to say. And he looked up and he was like, oh, you're Lindsay Ell. Yeah, I know who you are. Completely taken aback. Like, I had no idea that John had even, heard of me, let alone knew I did this thing. And he was like, honestly, thank you so much for recording Continuum. Like, it's really an honor. And I was like, well, I would love to know what you think of it someday. And he was like, I can't wait to listen to it. And so I have heard that he's listened to it, and he thinks it's really cool, which is awesome. And which is the only thing I wanted him to think. Which
must be like, it must be strange because you recorded it with such authenticity and like played it so close, but yet at times just went off and just added you in.
Yeah, and it was completely, and it was sort of a gray line because it's like I wanted to play or pay homage to what it is, and I didn't want to go off completely. But then there were some moments where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do my own thing here. And so it was definitely a pick and choose in terms of certain times. But I'm glad he likes it.
You gonna be throwing any John Mayer in tonight?
I think so.
Do you mind? How wicked. And what about new stuff?
I am going to play some new songs. As promised, Lennon, I'm going to play you a brand new song. Brand new, and I've never ever sang it in front of an audience before. It's weird because in the past week my car got broken into, and as we were talking about, and so I had my whole show programmed on this synthesizer that I was gonna come up and do all these cool things, and of course it got stolen, and so it got stolen 2 days before tonight. And so as I'm flying across the world, and then I lost my pedal board, which had my whole other rig plugged in on it. And so it's kind of cool though how weird the universe works sometimes, because it really just kind of took me back to being like, all right, I'm an artist and I play music, and I just need to go in front of an audience and play music. And so I'm kind of stripping it back down just to what I am and what I do, and we will see what happens. I don't even know half of what I'm going to do. I'm like kind of making an open-ended set list, and then just going to see where it goes.
Like a fast car looking for the green to go. I'm right here, baby. Don't keep me waiting on you.
So we'll see what happens.
I can't wait to see what happens. Tonight's going to be amazing. I love it.
Me too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For your time.
Absolutely.
Good to see you.
Thank you for coming and being a part of tonight, and it means a lot to have you here.
No worries. Thank you.